First off, good evening, and I'd like to thank the sponsors of this event for putting it together for us and bringing us all here to visit with you all. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here and giving us an opportunity to spend some time and visit. I am Kelly Rowe. I'm current sheriff here in Lubbock. A little bit of background about myself prior to getting to the point I'm at today. Born and raised in Fort Worth, relocated back during the oil boom to Midland, Odessa in 1980. Was there up until I left and departed for military school of my own choosing, mind you. I wasn't a pain, although there was a few threats from my parents that I turned into one. That's where they were going to send me. But I made the choice and went on over to New Mexico and finished high school and college there. After finishing that, I went ahead and entered into military service. I went to the United States Army. Was ultimately assigned tough duty with the 25th Infantry Division, Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. Excuse me, was we made the best of it, but it was a little bit of a tough assignment for that period of time. Well, thank you. I'm gonna start with this. I'll take care of it right after, just as soon as the commissioners get up to speak. Nonetheless, I did my time in the service. That was during the first Gulf War. Fortunately, didn't have to go. The generals on the ground, president at the time, decided not to press that fight on any further. So we were poised and ready to deploy over to relieve the 82nd on the ground. It didn't happen, so we stood down and I finished my tour there. After getting out, I came back to then Midland. Decided after a little bit of time that law enforcement was the direction I felt I was gonna go. So I went and posted myself at proper parade rest in front of the sheriff at that time, still there in Midland County, Gary Painter, and asked him if he would mind at all sponsor me to go to the academy, and he agreed to do so, and I did that with no promises clearly made of any employment after the fact, but nonetheless, he was nice enough after I finished that to put me on down there, and that's where I originally started my law enforcement career. Progressed up there up to the level of sergeant. Not too long after the former Sheriff David Gutierrez took office here in '98, I received a phone call and an invitation to come up and visit with the top staff up here about taking a potential position here in Lubbock, and I did take that trip and came up and ultimately accepted the position as the assistant jail administrator there with the current facility. From that time forward, I have seen just about every area of that jail from that sheriff's office, from a management perspective. I have migrated through various different positions within the jail, within law enforcement. One of the foremost is overseeing the entire sheriff's office budget for a period of years, including preparing, implementing, and operating within that budget during that time. I was set as the primary transition coordinator for the new facility. I was on that jail project from its inception, going through all of the work on the needs assessment that got us to the point of determining what we needed to do, going through all of the preparation to take that to a bond election, which was successfully passed, into design, ultimately construction, and was overseeing all the processes, preparing us for transition whenever that building finally comes online and we're ready to move. Again, the former sheriff, when he decided to take his post down in Austin with the state, actually in Gatesville with the state, I was fortunate enough, I went before the Commissioner's Court and put my name in to be considered for the position of sheriff, which they ultimately made that decision and appointed me, and that's where I've been ever since. I look forward to your questions here in a little bit, and I'll hand it over to whoever's next to introduce themselves.